Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing? How's it going? I would like to. My name is Lisa Robinson. I'm y'all favorite real estate diva. Today we're going to talk about what kind of wholesaler are you? Meaning, what kind of wholesaler are you? And a lot of you are going to get into this whole topic of I'm a good wholesaler, or I wholesale mobile homes, or I wholesale commercial. That's not what we're talking about today. Okay, that is not what we're talking about today. So, with that being said, grab your pens, grab your papers, and we're gonna get this show started because y'all ain't really about that life. So, my name is Lisa Robinson. I am y'all favorite real estate diva. I live stream anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week just to give you guys some information in real estate investing. This week we've been talking about wholesaling real estate. So I'm going to tell you what type of wholesaler you should be, what type of wholesaler you could be, and hopefully what type of wholesaler you are not. Okay? So when I say what kind of wholesaler could you be, that's what I mean. And I mean that with my whole heart. Okay? All right. Now, what we want to do is we want to try and get everybody in here. So while you guys are grabbing your pens, grabbing your papers, I'm going to make sure that all of my people are where they need to be. So I got all of my things here online and everybody can see what we're doing. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because y'all know I'm not tech savvy at all. I tell y'all that all the time. Nobody believes me, but believe that, okay? Believe that mess. I'm not a tech savvy person whatsoever. Group. Oh, that's not what I wanted to put. So today we are talking about, we definitely are going to be talking about what type of wholesaler are you? Because a lot of y'all are making this harder than it has to be. And now I feel like you're not only making it harder than it has to be, but you're also making it harder for other people in the industry. So let's talk about it, dig in deep to it, and get started. Okay. Now, by now, everybody should have a pen. Everybody should have a piece of paper or something out there so we could get this stuff started with you. Okay. Now, by now, everybody should have a pen. Everybody should have a piece of paper don't want. Or something. Okay. So first and foremost, like I said, my name is Lisa Robinson. I am y'all's favorite real estate diva out here in these real estate streets. And the reason why I come to you live 2 to 3 times a week is to give you the insights that you need and information that you need so that you can actually invest in real estate with little to no money out of pocket and not a whole. You don't have to have good credit. You don't have to have a lot of cash. You just have to have resources. And what we're going to talk about today is one of the resources, wholesaling real estate. And I'm going to explain to you what type of wholesaler. The question is, what kind of wholesaler are you? And the reason why we say that, and the reason why we do that is because, reason why we say it and the reason why we do it is because it is, you know, it's that type of party. Y'all don't understand that, but it really is. People want to know. Now, you want to know, are you a good wholesaler? Are you a resourceful wholesaler? And it's not about what you wholesale, it's who you are. What type of wholesaler are you? And a lot of people, and I've been getting a lot of flack for this because I'm very vocal about it. I've been very vocal about it. I've been posting about it on my page and everything else. You can go back and look at other posts and then go through the comments. And you'll see people saying that they don't like wholesalers, they don't want to work with wholesalers. And this is why. They feel like wholesalers overprice things. Real estate agents feel like we're stealing their clients and their inventory from them. They also feel like, oh, well, that money that's going to the wholesaler could have went to the seller. It could have, had the seller wanted to hire you and put it on the market, but they didn't. Because that's one of the very first questions that I ask because I am a licensed real estate broker. So one of the first questions I ask is, why haven't you listed this property? If you wanted to sell it, why haven't you listed it? And they tell me the reasons why they didn't want to list it. It's not always they don't want to pay a real estate agent. Sometimes it's they don't want a whole lot of people in and out of their house. Sometimes it's I don't want it to sit on the market for a long time. And then there are other various reasons that people choose to work with wholesalers or other off market specialists instead of working with real estate agents. So, the very first thing I tell all of my people who come through my training, yes, I do offer coaching, I do offer training. Before anybody asks me that question, I do offer these things to you. However, I don't just coach anybody. That's what we don't mess up. Okay? So, what I want you guys to understand and pretty much get with while we're going through this process is I want you guys to know what type of wholesaler you should be. Number one, a good wholesaler knows their numbers. Know your numbers. Know where you're pulling comps from. Know if it's a verifiable comp. Know how the what has sold in your neighborhood. Know your numbers. From those comps, you should be able to calculate what the ARV is going to be. You should be able to tell what your max allowable offer is. You should be able to explain how you came to this number to your seller and explain, especially if it's a property. A lot of people don't go by what they see, they go by what they hear. And if they hear Betsy across the street sold her house for 300,000, but her house is beautiful and they completely remodeled it, but Miss Susie's house looked like it's still stuck in the 1960s, then you have to explain to her, well, Miss Susie, that was a fully renovated home. Yours, it took to get yours to that level, it's going to take about XYZ dollars. So you should be able to explain that to her and let her understand why she's not going to get 300,000 for her house like Betsy did. Okay? All right. So, you have to know your numbers. You have to know how to get to the numbers. So you need to know the math. You need to know how to do the comps. You need to know what a comp is. You need to know how to determine the ARV after repair value. You need to know what, if anything, what would be the 70%, what would be the 60%, what would be the 80, what would be the 90, what would equal 100. How do you calculate or estimate construction budgets? And it's something that a lot of you don't really know. And you're guessing, oh, it only needs about $25,000 worth of work. I'm sorry. The last time somebody told me a house needed $25,000 worth of work, I spent $75,000 renovating. I didn't pay that much for the house, thank God. But I spent a lot of money renovating the house. Okay. So that's where we want to be in regards to knowing our numbers. The best wholesalers know their numbers inside up, left, right, sideways, center, and all around. They know how to get to their numbers. They know how to get to the max allowable offer. They know what a reasonable assignment fee is going to be so that they can get the house sold. That's another thing. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't know how to do that. Why? Why y'all don't know how to do that? Where they do that at? Why y'all don't do it? Have to ask that question. So another, I don't know about that. Where they do that? So another thing you guys have to get to, another thing I need you guys to understand and also get to is when I say you have to have resources you can offer. Sometimes as wholesalers, we run into a lot of new investors. They may not have contractors yet, or if they have a contractor, they may need another one. If they don't have 2 or 3 contractors, they might know where to get builder's insurance from. So you should have resources. You should have things that you could offer to them to let them know. You should have things that you can offer up in regards to how this is sorry, something in my eye real quick. You should know exactly what it is that people are looking for. You should know, you should be the plug. That's what I always say. Y'all hear me say this all the time. I'm the plug. I'm the plug. Well, I am. If somebody tells me they need a builder's insurance policy, I have 3 different insurance agencies in any one particular area of the country that I could actually refer them to. If somebody tell me they need contractors, I can give them contractors. You need an attorney, I can get you an attorney. If you need a title company, I can get you a title company. If you need an engineer or architect, a real estate agent, a real estate broker, a real estate attorney, whatever you need to get your job complete, I can give it to you. You need a lender, I can help you with that. It's just that simple. And people have a tendency to think you guys are stopping at I'm a wholesaler. Well, what are you going to do when you can't wholesale anymore? And the reason why I say that is because a lot of you, the whole purpose for wholesaling is to stack money so that you can go and flip houses, because that's what everybody want to do, because y'all watched so much HGTV. Y'all do. Y'all watch a lot of HGTV. And your HGTV got y'all thinking flipping houses is easy. I'm telling you, it's the most fun I've ever had. I like flipping houses. Actually, and somebody asked me this earlier today. I was on a coaching call, and she asked me, she goes, "Oh, so you like selling real estate?" No. "Oh, you like coaching?" No. She goes, "What do you like about?" The most important thing that I do like, the thing that I have the most fun with, the thing that I do the best at, and the thing that I feel like I have the most interest in is flipping houses. Those of you who don't know, I am a Gemini. Geminis, everybody say, "Oh, you have two personalities," and we do. And my first personality is creative. I like to create things. I like art. I like to make things pretty. I like to design. I like to write, read, and take pictures. I like to pretend I know how to draw, and I don't. And maybe you are the right person for me. Okay. That could be possible too. And I like to draw. I like to think I can draw. And if I don't draw, I like to do abstract art. That's my creative side. And I'm telling you, if I don't get a chance to express that, I get antsy. You can ask any of my friends, they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, she needs a release." So she'll go somewhere in the corner, and I might take a walk and take my camera out and take a bunch of pictures, because I have professional cameras, because this is a hobby of mine. That's what I'm saying. There's two sides. Then there's that analytical side. So flipping houses and setting up Airbnbs, those the that gives me the even balance that I need for what y'all call my two personalities. Okay, Faisal, send me an inbox and I'll respond back to you. So, and what I tell you guys is I have to create and I have to be analytical. The analytical side of me is looking at numbers and is walking into, but the creative side of me is going to say, "Hey, you know what? I walked in this house. I've been here 5 minutes already and I can't get the design in my head." And I'm that type of person. If I can't walk into a house and design the entire project in my head within a certain amount of time, I'm like, "You know what? This isn't the project for me," because I don't feel it. I don't just take projects because, oh, the numbers work. No, it has to fit into what I want to do. And that's how I do it. Okay. So that's why I said, what kind of wholesaler are you going to be? You can't just be out here saying, "Oh, I'm going to wholesale real estate, and then I'm going to flip houses, and then I'm going to buy and hold, and then I'm going to get into commercial, and then I'm going to do mobile homes, and I want to do this and land and da 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 da." No, it's not about what you wholesale, because I've wholesaled probably everything, but it's about what type of wholesaler you want to be. I'm not going to get into wholesaling you a warehouse if I've never wholesaled a warehouse before, or I can't tell you the things that you're going to be needed. You might want to turn this warehouse into lofts, but the zoning says it can't be residential. You get what I'm saying when I say that? So that's what I mean when I say that for you guys. That's what I mean when I say that. So you have to know what it is that you want to do. What type of wholesaler do you want to be? You want to be knowledgeable. So you want to be honest. You want to be transparent. And you get a lot of wholesalers that say, don't, you get a lot of wholesaling coaches that tell you, "Oh, don't tell them you're wholesaling the property." Why not? And I used to do that. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to do that. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, if I tell them, "Hey, I'm not keeping this property. I'm going to sell it for you real quick. But I go into that the way I'm licensed. So I go into it that way. If you're not a licensed wholesaler, here's what you do. Take your pen and papers out. About to give you some free game. Okay. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to tell them, this isn't the project for me, but if you really want to sell it, I know somebody who might want it. That's what you tell them. And then you explain to them how you're going to get paid. My buyer is going to pay me an prearranged agreed price for your property. So they know the money that I'm being paid basically is none of your business. This is what I charged him. This is what he or she paid me for finding this property for them. You have to know, when I say you have to be knowledgeable, you have to be knowledgeable in a sense, and also say, hey, you know what? Mortgage companies, because a lot of y'all think y'all can't wholesale houses that are getting financed, and you can. And guess what? The financing, the lenders, they know all about wholesaling. And some of them have a max allowed assignment fee. So you need to find out what that is. Didn't know that, did you? Free game. Okay. Now, another one is you have to be consistent. If you want to make six figures in wholesaling real estate, if you want to make six figures in a month, you want to make six figures a quarter, you want to make six figures a year. However you want to do this, what you need to do is be consistent. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be knowledgeable of your area. You have to have resources on tap. You have to know how to do your numbers, and you definitely have to be honest and transparent about what it is that you're going to do. You also, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, divas and dudes, heifers and hustlers, listen to me when I say this. You have to know what it is that you are doing. You have to be consistent. Okay? All right, buttercups? You have to be consistent. You cannot make money if you are not being consistent. And let me tell you, I have dry patches, and let me tell you why I have dry patches. The reason why I have dry patches is because Delisa will stop wholesaling because she has too much stuff going on. And then I got to pick it back up again. So then it takes a little longer to get acclimated back to the systems and everything else. This time around, I'm not turning the systems off. I'm going to keep wholesaling. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to let it run itself. I'm building the business so that it runs itself, because I need to be somewhere else in my business right now, if that makes sense. Because if I told y'all the goals that we had set, and I say we because it's me and a team, if I told you the goals that we have set for this year, you guys will look at me like I'm crazy. But I'm not. Now, we are looking to add 20 doors. 20, that means 20 different units, either 4 units, 4 or 5 units, 2 10 units, or 10 2 units, however you want to do it, or 20 single families. However, I'm looking to add 20 doors to the portfolio. In order to do that, I've got it in my mind that I need to wholesale at least $600,000 in assignment fees this year for myself. You also know that I have 20 people that I'm trying to help get to 6 figures in their own assignment fees this year. So that is a total of $2.6 million. Now, I know what I have to do with my 600. I have to pay off all the debts for my business, and I have to find these 20 doors. See how that works? And then you guys are going to say, well, how are you going to do that? $600,000 is not a lot of money. It's not. But I didn't say I was paying cash for all those buildings either. So that's where that goes. So what I want you guys to know, to learn and listen and ask yourself, what type of wholesaler are you going to be? Are you going to be an honest one? Are you going to be a manipulative one? Are you going to be a deceptive one? How are you going to do that? And I want you to ask yourself honestly, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? Who am I? What do I do? Why am I doing it? And who am I doing it for? What is your why? What is your why? Okay. And when I say this, I say it with my whole chest, and I tell you guys this all the time. When I say it, I say it to add things and to get things in perspective. Like, what is it that I'm doing? Okay. So so that's what we're doing. So sorry about that, guys. I had to forgot to turn my do not disturb on. And so now what I want you guys to understand and what I want you to comprehend is when I say what type of wholesaler you will be, I mean that in a sense of what type of character are you? Are you going to be honest? Are you going to be transparent? Are you going to be deceptive? Are you going to be manipulative? Or are you going to be the wholesaler that everybody thinks of when they say, hey, I'm looking for off market properties? Oh, call Talisa. Oh, call Marie. Call Rita. Call Kim. Call Sean. Call Tommy. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be the person that they think about. When I say you want to be knowledgeable about home improvement. Okay, how much is a sheet of drywall? Half of y'all don't even know that. Y'all don't even know the basic size that drywall comes in. And I'm not talking about the inch, the quarter inch, the half inch. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the square footage of the basic square footage of a board per board. People don't realize drywall don't come the size of your wall. It comes in boards. And to do one wall, it probably take about 6 boards. You get what I'm saying? Or it might take 3 or 4 boards, depending on how you lay it. So that's the type of thing that I'm talking about when I say what be knowledgeable. Be knowledgeable of what type of materials are already in the home. What type of materials are in the property? Is it drywall? Is it siding? Is it clapboard? Is it shingles? What is it? Know what type of roof is on the house. Know when the last time the roof was done. If you can't say how long it's been done, be able to look at a roof and tell how many layers are on it. And yeah, and when I say y'all just don't, we have so many wholesalers out here. And I got a wholesaler in my inbox right now. And if he's watching this, okay, but he's asking way too much for a property. Way too much. Way too much. And without being able to give me pictures, I can't get into the property. I mean, how did you come to this determination? You don't even know how much work needs to be done on the property. So how did you manage to get to this determination? How much is the property worth? You're asking me for about $50,000 more than the closest comp. So there are a lot of variables in wholesaling that we have to deal with, and you have to know and do and be on that same type of time. Hmm. Thank you for staying warm. Daily cup of tea. So this is why I ask you guys when I say what type of wholesaler will you be? That's what I mean. When I say, are you going to know your numbers? Know the ARV. We talked about this. ARV, MAO, what your assignment fee is going to be. Half of you don't even, you always, I get so many, that's like probably one of the top five of questions that I get all the time. How much should I have? How do I determine my assignment fee? And they don't mean how do I calculate it, like the difference between the purchase price and the sold price. That's not what they're talking about. What they're talking about is how should I determine what my assignment fee should be? You don't know how to break down those numbers? Something's not right. So that's why when I tell you we have to do this to get it done the right way. Okay. So it's not like I'm coming down on you guys. I just want you to be the best you can be. Yesterday we talked about buyers. Today we talked about what type of wholesaler you want to be. Tomorrow we're going to get into sellers and getting their things together. Remember, there is a 5-day wholesaling challenge coming up. I will teach you live. We're going to be in a Zoom room. I'm going to teach you live how to do the wholesaling, and we're going to make some calls. The last day, we're going to make a couple of calls and go from there. All right. So I'm going to get ready to get up out of here because It's Wednesday, hump day, and I got a lot to do today. A lot to do. I got a whole flip. I got to plan out. I will be a good wholesaler very soon, ma'am, after listening to you. Oh, thank you so much. So yeah, I got to get ready to, I got to write up a proposal for a private lender. I got to get I got to get I got to organize the demo, the clean out and the demo on a project. I got to make some wholesaling phone calls. I got to follow up with some attorneys. There's a lot that goes into day to day. One day, maybe I'll have somebody follow me around with a camera like everybody else is doing on social media, but I never even think about it. To be honest with you, I never even think about it. Let y'all just see. I mean, I've done it before where I go live, but I can't go live straight from Facebook anymore. I have to go live. I can only go live out when I'm in the field. I can only go live on Instagram and TikTok. So what I said I was going to start doing is probably just filming my day to day and just so y'all can see the footage. I put a couple of things up already, but not much, not nowhere near what I've been doing. So anyhow, remember you have about 24 hours to get the really reduced rate for the 5-day workshop, the 5-day wholesaling challenge. It's currently on sale for $47. Normally it's $97. So you will be with me for 5 days. I will be teaching you live Monday through Friday, April 14th through the 18th, and we will be going step by step through the wholesaling process, and we will give at the end of each session, you will get some action steps that you have to do. So I'm hoping and praying all of you people who always say, oh, Delisa, I can't afford this class. I'm hoping you're in there. I hope you get in there. And this is how it's going to work, because a lot of you are going to ask me, and I know you are, Delisa, are you offering a free replay? Are you offering a replay? Yes, I am. But it's only going to be emailed to the people who are inside the group. So if you want to be in, then I suggest you click the link in my bio, click the link in my bio to register. You will get the download of the free buyer's guide, building your buyer's list guide. And then from there, you will get the link so that you can register for the workshop. The workshop is $47 until tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the absolute last day that you'll be able to get it for $47. After that, it will go up to $97 for the 5 days. If you've never been in class with me before, let me tell you, baby, it's worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. Okay. And if I listen to one of my friends and she hears me say this price of $47, she'll probably pop me upside the head because she always tells me the prices are too cheap for the type of information I'm giving out. So let me know if y'all want to be in. You can be in. If not, I'll drop the link to the 5-day workshop for anybody who wants to register. I can register it for you. I can get you registered, baby. Baby. You're that Rudy on the Hustles. Baby. We can get you registered. So I'm gonna drop the link so you guys can get registered. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, reach out to me because it's about to go down. I want y'all to understand what we're about to do. This year, I'm telling you this, if you don't get into real estate stocks or insurance this year, something's wrong. You're going to be left so far behind, even more far behind than we already are. But you have to get into it. So from contracts to closing, 5-day workshop is starting. And I will just do this here. For anybody who wants it, I just dropped it on the link. It's underneath the YouTube video. I'll drop it underneath Facebook or other one of the Facebooks. I can't drop it everywhere. But I can drop it here. I'm trying to comment. It won't let me. Yep, it's there. Okay. There it is. I knew it was a way to do it. All right. And I dropped it under the Facebook link. So if you guys are interested and you want to learn how to wholesale real estate from beginning to end in just 5 days, short sessions, and I will be more than happy to get it to you. We will not be live streaming this. It will be on Zoom. Okay, so if you want it, and the thing about wholesaling real estate is this: I live in Buffalo and I wholesale in Milwaukee, I wholesale in Alabama, I wholesale in Texas, I wholesale in Florida. You don't have to necessarily live, you don't have to wholesale exactly where you live. You can wholesale somewhere else. So that's that. All right. Now, here's something else I wanted to tell you guys and it completely slipped my mind. Just make sure you know your numbers. You have resources that you can offer to your people. You're honest and transparent. You have to be consistent and disciplined and be knowledgeable of your industry. Know if it's a seller's market, if it's a buyer's market. Know how much materials cost. Know how to calculate the cost of a construction budget. It's time for us to stop just half-assing our gifts and to start actually making a difference in our own lives. I know y'all know what I'm saying. So, excuse me. All right. All right. Now, y'all know what I always tell y'all. If this is your first time, don't let it be your last. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for always hanging with your girl and sticking with your girl. I really appreciate it. If there is anything that you choose to be in this world, I just hope kindness is a part of it. I hope you choose to be kind because at some point in your life, somebody's been kind to you, and it's always good to pay kindness forward. Now, if we all, not only does it make you a good person when you pay kindness forward, but if we all did it, make the world a much better place to be, and we would all benefit from it to make the world a much better place. So I'm going to get up out of here. Today we talked about what kind of wholesaler are you? Tomorrow we'll talk more about sellers. And the thing is, I'm not going to talk to you about where to find sellers, how to determine if they're motivated. We're going to talk about why do sellers sell? There are so many different reasons that sellers sell. And that could also help you. That could also help you find your niche and that you wanted to do. So some people sell because they're in foreclosure. Some people sell because they can no longer afford the property. Some people sell because they have too much work to do on the property. So we're going to get more into that tomorrow. That's our topic for tomorrow. Why do sellers sell? So what's their motivation? What's their motivation? Okay. So tomorrow we'll talk about what's their motivation. Today we are done for the day. I'm going to get up out of here because I got something I got to do with my boys. And then I got all this work that I got to do. So I'll probably be working until probably about 9 o'clock. Okay. So I will talk to you mañana. Bye-bye. See you guys.